Hey friends, it's Rachel Archelaus here, and I'm gonna make a video today about how reality changes as we change. I had a very weird and interesting kind of teen and young adult years where I was in a lower vibration. I was scared a lot of the time. I was dealing with a lot of paranormal activity. I didn't yet really have a solid foundation for myself, and so I was perceiving things in a very different way than I do now. And because of that, I was also kind of wrapped up in this world of conspiracy theories and malevolent beings and reptilians, and that's kind of what was in my world at the time because of where I sat vibrationally and belief-wise. I want to contrast that with now what I think about all of that stuff because of my belief changes and my vibrational changes. I want to just first state that we live not in such a static, fixed world here. Where we live on this planet is more like a dream. Whatever we are immersing ourselves in, focusing on, putting our attention on, is what we're going to see in the outside world. It's like if there was a building and it had 100 different rooms. We could walk into a room where there's a lot of gossiping and drama happening, and if we didn't know about the other rooms, we just knew about that one, we would think the whole world is that way. But if we were able to walk into any room that we wanted, and there was a big variety, and we could walk into a room that was filled with beautiful, loving energy, maybe if we were there long enough, we would forget that the rest of the rooms existed. And our world is like that. We get to choose what room we go into by what we focus on ourselves, what we put our attention on outside of us, how we're feeling in our bodies at all times. That's what is creating what looks like the rest of the world. That's our room. We get to choose our room by how we're feeling. Whatever I feel in my body is going to be translated into something physical. Back when I was in high school, I was afraid of a lot of things. I was afraid of spirits that were bugging me. I was afraid of energy. I was afraid of people trying to take advantage of me. I was afraid of just the whole world. I didn't feel very worthy. I didn't feel very privileged. I didn't feel like a lot of things. And I might not have been able to articulate that at the time. I wasn't really aware of where I was vibrationally because I didn't really know any difference. I didn't really know about all this stuff, you know? I was psychically open my whole life, and I knew that in my childhood it felt good, and at that time it felt bad, but I didn't know what that meant. There were a lot of things that happened then that I've never really talked about, including being followed by what I thought was this organization who was trying to recruit me. I was also dealing with people in this world who were seemingly possessed. There was a lot happening. It could totally be a movie or a TV show, and I'm actually working on that. But all I'm trying to say with that is I had a point of view that was negative. And that's because I felt afraid. I was not secure within myself. And so that's what I was seeing the world as. That's the room I was in. The room I was in was filled with dark people and conspiracy and Illuminati stuff and people trying to take over the world. And that's a very victim mindset. It's a very victim mindset to think that a few people could control this world and in a dark way. But since I was in that room, it made it true because that's the room I was in. So I was making myself a victim by having that point of view. So it wasn't that it's not true. It was absolutely true, but that's because that's where I was. So if you think about it in the sense of a dream, in a dream, you can just go to a different place, new rules, right? And so that's what I did. It took time, a long time actually, for me to walk out of that room and walk into a higher vibe, a cleaner vibe, a fresher vibe, less of that negative belief system, more attention on the love and the light that's already here, more attention on embodying my non-physical being, on being a source being, and on the beings that were there to help me, not hurt me. So I walked into that room, I aligned with that belief system, with that truth, with that reality, and that's where I live now. I couldn't imagine being afraid of those things that I was afraid of before, because I just don't live in that world anymore. And it's not that I look back and I judge myself and I think, oh God, I can't believe I thought I was followed. No, I was followed. But that wouldn't happen right now because that's not where I live. I don't live in that victim place anymore. And so as I'm talking about this, and maybe you are living in that other world, I'm never going to tell you that it's not true. I'm never going to tell you that it's the wrong place to be. But the question is, if you can go into any room you want, and you can, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? What would feel good to you? What do you want to experience on this planet? When we talk about paranormal stuff, metaphysical stuff, a lot of times there's this feeling like we have to expose it, we have to focus on it, we have to bring it to light, everyone needs to know about it. And there was definitely a time when I felt that that was true for me too. I mean, I was reading like David Icke and I don't know, all the stuff on the internet and about the whole like secret psychic government stuff happening, and I definitely resonated with a lot of that stuff, but it didn't make me feel good at all. And so because it didn't make me feel good, it wasn't the best option for me to keep focusing on it, even if I had a goal of eradicating it or bringing it to light or letting everyone know that that was real. Because it didn't feel good, it wasn't serving me. And if it doesn't feel good, it's not in alignment with where I really ultimately want to be in this lifetime, right? So no one has to know anything. If they are going to walk into that room, they will do so. And I don't need to provide a room that doesn't feel good to me for them to have some kind of awareness. Because I don't want to be aware of it, right? I want to choose the room that feels best to me, because I know that that's most in alignment with my bigger non-physical being. I default to that. So I might have some kind of feeling like I want to liberate or help or fix or teach, but that is in essence making someone else a victim too, because everyone is a source being. Everyone is a whole divine being with their own connection to all that is, to all the beauty, all the love, all the light, all the everything that they're looking for. But it's up to them to choose the room they want to walk into. So I feel more resonant now with parking myself in the best feeling place that I can and building my life there. And then if other people see that and they want to come here, then awesome, they can come in my room. But it's not my job to stay in a place that doesn't feel good so that people will see it and then know that it's true. Because everything is true. Everything is true. It just depends on where you are and how you're seeing it. So when we come to talking about death and talking about reptilians and talking about conspiracies and talking about all the stuff that's wrong, the Illuminati, I'm not saying that doesn't exist. What I'm saying is there's also people on this planet who do stuff that I don't like, who have their own agenda, who are trying to control people. But the more I focus on embodying my actual non-physical source being energy here, the more that can have a positive influence on this place right here. I can't be a positive influence if I'm spreading negativity, in my view. So what I'm doing to help and to feel best, those are the same things in my book, and that's why I'm choosing to grow higher and higher into my best feelings, which means I'm embodying more and more of my source being energy. So how does that feel to you, right? How does it feel to know that wherever you are is true, right? No one can make you wrong. Reality is more like a dream than a physical place, right? We create how we're feeling in any moment. Our vibrational set point, how we're feeling in our body, if we're feeling good or bad, is what creates what we see. It creates our filter, our beliefs, our viewpoint. And that's what's going to seem true to us. And so I'm always asking myself, what do I want to be true? I get to choose. I get to choose, so what do I want to be true? And then I align with that, and that's where I go. Let me know how this lands for you. I love you guys, and if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm totally willing to talk about my past if you want to hear about that. But yeah, you got a little more glimpse today than normal, so super love. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.